Hey guys, well, it's been a while, hasn't it? I know it's been a while since I made a video. World's been busy. Things have been busy. A lot of things happening. Um, but welcome, Dex Water Adventures. I know some of you have emailed me and sent me YouTube messages and stuff, and asking me, where are you at? What are you doing? How's the progress going on the boat? Well, a lot of things have changed. I have, wow, let's see. I haven't made a video in about 4 months. I've changed jobs, so I had a career change. I'm pretty blessed to about to have my 4th grandchild. So there's been a lot going on. It's been a busy last year, and I'm sorry I didn't really get to a lot of making videos. However, I've done some things, made some changes, decided to go in a little bit different directions. As most of you know, I've been working on a 1990 Wahoo, and I'm still working on a 1990 Wahoo. A couple things happened last year when I started to work on the gel coat without wax. I was about to crawl into the boat, and the boat fell, and it crushed one of the corners. I was able to get the corner repaired appropriately and re-gel coated and refixed. But I've decided to go a little bit different direction with this boat. As a lot of you see right back there in the corner, you see the motor that's going on it. Let's start there. What kind of changes? So first of all, this was a boat that had a steering wheel. It had, seats. It had a onboard gas tank. It had a lot of things meant to, make it very pleasurable and easy to drive. Well, I decided to go a different route. I've always seemed to take the most difficult route. But some of you asked me, obviously I had a slight buckle in the rear floor. I now know what's caused that. It was not caused by water or damage or anything. It was by design. And I'll show you here in a minute. But so anyway, going a new route. I don't have my selfie stick. It's been a while since I made a video, so I'm gonna go ahead and hold it by hand so you guys can kind of see what I'm doing. So a little surprise here. You see the Suzuki with a tiller handle on it. Yep, no steering wheels for me. I'm a tiller boy. So what I've done is I've essentially, and I'll try to get some good shots here. I've converted this motor to a tiller motor. Well, let me switch around over here, see if I can give you a better view. I've converted it to a tiller motor so that when you give it the gas, you're not pushing an old trigger down, which, by the way, there were a lot of problems with it. As I started removing the steering components and everything, I did also notice that all the steering cables, they were all rusted and frozen up. So it's a good thing that I decided to go into a different direction. So as you can see how I mounted this, let's see, I'm currently working on it still. I'm working on a torsion bar so that I can lock it in. But you can kind of see where I mounted that at. And it took me pretty much all winter. I hate to admit it, I've never converted a 2-stroke motor that wasn't designed to be a tiller motor to a tiller motor. Then to install a Tohatsu tiller handle that, by the way, when giving it the gas, it was a push rod. And if you notice, this motor, when you give it the gas, is a pull. It pulls. You can imagine a lot of math. What did I do? How did I do it? I've even showed some of the experts I talked to down in Louisiana on some of the tiller groups. What I ultimately did is I put a bracket inside the handle with a pulley on it. And what I did is I basically, with some geometry, I made this a pull, not a push anymore. I changed the rod out. I used a cable similar to a motorcycle throttle design. It's the same design that I put in here. Everything is working. I've got it all wired up now. I've got the wiring all complete. I was able to reuse all the wiring. Thankfully, all the wires that were on here, okay, they actually matched up directly to the Suzuki. Isn't that odd? Tohatsu handle, Suzuki wiring. Anyway, starter works, trim works, everything works. The next step I'll do is I'm going to do a removal of the oil injection system and cap everything off before I put this on. And I'm also going to paint it, as you guys can see. I've got it sanded down, but there's a lot more sanding to do. I really need to get my sandblaster and my sandpaper out, start working on that. So we're converting this motor to a tiller. And you can see it's actually pretty slick the way it works. So everything now is working on it. It has the trim right here, has the throttle right here, it has the gears, everything engages smoothly, and it has the start-stop. So everything's working on it, which I'm super excited. It took me, all winter to do. And I'm sorry I didn't film any of this. Like I said, I've been so busy for the past, I don't know, it's been about 5 months now. Been super busy with family stuff, with job stuff, work stuff, traveling, new job. I think I told you guys that already, but I'm like, so I got to get back on this boat. I got to get this boat done. And a lot of people ask me with the gas tank, are you going to change the gas tank out? What are you going to do to it? Well, the more I got diving into the boat, the more I realized it wasn't in as bad a shape as I thought. I thought the boat was waterlogged. I thought it was heavy because it had tons of water in there. It had no water in there. I've tested everything. So let me give you a little shot of what I'm doing here. So if you take a look at the boat, you can see some considerable changes to the boat. Those two, where the steering and the cockpits were, I'm going to make those seats. The boat, as you can tell, this is a capped boat. So we have some stringers that were in there, and those stringers actually attach to the cap, not to the bottom. We're going to have to put some stringers in, maybe some cross braces. I don't think it'll be that hard. I think we're going to get to it. But what's even more interesting is what I told you a second ago. The floor bowed right here, down here, it bowed up. And I could never figure why. And I thought to myself, man, that floor must be rotten, must be in horrible shape. I'm gonna pull that. You know what? Since I'm doing all this, it's probably good. It needs replaced anyway. It wasn't bad. It wasn't rotten. Matter of fact, every single bit of this insulation is solid. It's not wet. It's not soaked. I thought the boat when I bought it was out in the rain, no cover on it. There's holes in it. I'm thinking to myself, okay, I take this floor out, man. We're gonna see some bad stuff. Guess what? It's not as bad as I thought. Another thing, if you'll notice, the drain, there was a drain area where water gets in the boat. It'd come down and it'd drain in this lower area down here. That was bowed up. And it was bowed up based off this back wall right here, because this back wall's at an angle, and it was causing that floor to go, that piece, that drain portion down here, it was causing it to bow up, causing the whole floor to kind of bow. Okay, I see what's doing this now. So I have a little bit better picture of what I need to do. So yep, you're seeing it. I cut it out. I cut that out. I've cut it all the way up to here. I'm getting rid of all the cables. I'm still working on it. I'm gonna finish cleaning all that out, and I'm gonna put a couple bilge pumps, and I'm gonna put an access panel there, because you know what? I really like to be able to get back to the very back bottom of the boat and access it. So I'll end up doing an access panel over this once I get the floor put in. I'll butt the floor all the way up to there. So that's what's going on. So, I haven't worked on it very much. And so in the past 2 weekends, I decided I really need to get back to this boat and get to work on it. By the way, just so a lot of you on the video are probably wondering, what corner took the crunch? This corner did. They took it all the way up here. It crunched this whole corner and broke it all in and completely damaged it. That is why I stopped and didn't make any more videos, because I was 3 feet on my back about to crawl under the boat when it fell. And thankfully it didn't fall on me, because it could have. A couple seconds later, it would have landed on me. So at that point, my wife says, hey, you need to put that boat back on the trailer. So you guys all see the boat's back on the trailer, and that's for my safety. Considering I have my 4th grandchild coming, I need to be able to be here and see my 4th grandchild. So we're going to work on the boat on the trailer. So, but that's kind of what's going on. I did get 3 coats of gel coat without wax on it, but I've decided to go a different route. The hull's in really good shape. The foam is in excellent shape too. The hull is nice and smooth and sanded right now, and it already has gel coat on it. It's just got a few bad areas that I had to fix, patch, and clean and whatnot, and sand down. So what am I gonna do? I know a lot of you may say, I don't really like that idea, Decker. I think you should go re-gel coat the whole boat. And most boat guys that are professional fiberglassers, professional gel coat guys are gonna say, I don't like that idea. But I like the idea because I live on a lake. I'll be taking this to Florida. I'll be beaching it all the time. So yeah, your guess is probably right. Gator Glide. So a lot of you say, why are you gonna put Gator Glide on a Decker? Because you know what? I do like the gel coat that I put on there so far. It's the non-wax. The biggest problem I had is every time, measure everything to the T, and no matter what, about after the 3rd or 4th roll, that whatever I had mixed up dried up on me. It's just a pain in the butt. I don't know if it's the Texas temperature when I was doing it or what, but it just was a big challenge. Well, I had a guy that does fiberglass, and he looked at the boat and he said, you know, Decker, your gel coat's not bad on the bottom of the boat. Your gel coat really isn't that bad. He said, I actually like your Gator Glide idea. I have a lot of rocks. We have stumps in the lake. I'll be beaching this boat here on the lake and different lakes, doing skinny water, and also taking it down to the beach. And yeah, I'm gonna beach it. That's what I'm gonna do. But I'm gonna go with Gator Glide. So what I've done is I placed an order for Gator Glide, the Seafoam green, I believe it is, or whatever. It's kind of like a greenish turquoise color. I'm gonna do the whole boat in that. I saw a guy on YouTube did his Boston Whaler in that, and man, it was gorgeous. I loved the color. I'm not looking for a perfect boat because, as you can tell, I'm a tiller guy. I'm gonna probably go in shallow water. I'm gonna go up the creeks and stuff. So that's what I'm doing. I'm gator gliding the boat. I'm gonna put a new floor in, put some seats in, finish the boat up, and get the motor mounted. Now I am bouncing back and forth on putting a jack plate on the boat. Since I am going with a tiller handle now, I may want to jack plate it, but the lady I bought the boat from just had a couple $1,000s worth of work done to the motor. So I know the motor runs perfect, runs excellent. Everything's been done, it's been serviced, oil's been changed, everything. So I may invest in a jack plate to put on it, but I'm not really sure at this point. So that's kind of where we are. No steering wheel, no internal gas can, okay? Oh, and that did have some rust in it, by the way. It wasn't totally bad. I probably could have used it. It did have some rust in it. All the hoses were rotten. Everything was rotten. So one thing I realized by doing this and cutting all of this out and doing the boat this way is I really got a good starting point to really start and build what I want now. That seat that went across there, when I sat on it, and then I imagined putting a seat on it, I felt like I was sitting higher than the boat. I mean, I don't even know what I felt like, but it felt very uncomfortable. And so I'm gonna build a bench that goes across here in the back, and I'm gonna put 2 seats up there in the front on where the consoles used to be. And in the very two front seats, I'm going to do some cutouts and put access panels for storage there. So I can shove a couple life jackets down each one. I don't care if it's perfect or whatever. Just a place to store some life jackets would be the most important thing. So that's kind of where we're at on the boat. As you can see, got a little junky go-kart back there. They found that in the woods, so I'm gonna try to fix that for my grandkids. But you can see what I've got going on here now and get a good picture of everything. It's going to be some work, but anyway, so I do want to apologize. It's been so long. I know I've gotten emails from a lot of you, and I know I'm wearing a honey shirt right now. This is a shirt my wife made me. I actually forget what, oh, it was a Halloween shirt is what it was. So yeah, I wore it because it's one of the only long sleeves I've got because it was cut in fiberglass today and doing some work. Anyway, so again, I apologize to you guys. I haven't made a video in a while. I know some of you have been asking, you know, what's up with the Wahoo. We're back on track. We're motivated. I am gonna have a grandbaby soon. I think I said that twice already. I think end of March, beginning of April sometime. So I may take a little break away from videos at that point. But we're back on the boat. We're back moving forward. And I wanna thank all of you guys that hung in there, sent me videos, sent me emails. I think one guy I actually talked to up in Jersey actually bought one of these, and he's actually working on it himself now too. And so it's really neat to be able to collaborate back and forth with people that do what I'm doing. They take these little boats, they redo them, make them their own, and go out and enjoy them. And really, to be honest with you, that's what I'm gonna do. I made the conscious decision. This little one I think I'll keep. I sold my last one. I think I'll keep this one, and I think I'll use this one a lot, and that's part of why I went decision on Gator Glide. So anyway, hey, I'm gonna stop talking and let you guys get back to some of your other, you know, TV shows, your other videos. But thank you, and thank you for being patient, and thanks for understanding why I've been gone so long. But we're back, baby, and summer's here. Thank you, guys.